What's going on, everyone, and welcome to the RabidMining YouTube channel. And I'm sure most of you by now have heard about this Bitproit article. Now, Red Panda Mining did drop this yesterday. I'm not going to go through the whole article. I want to kind of talk about what's going on here. I'm going to go through some key parts, but if you want to read it for yourself, the link will be in the description below. As a fast sum up of this article, they pretty much go through everything and how bad GPU mining is going to look once Ethereum does move to proof of stake. I've been trying to warn people for, a couple months now, just by doing it through checking out difficulties and how much it could change based on the hash rate on Ethereum. But, going by market cap and across the other GPU mineable coins right here, it just looks very, very bad. And this is a nice, easy way to understand it. But there is another side to this well thought out and written story. Now, I can't argue with any of the numbers here. It looks legit. Everything is going to get very, very bad and, unprofitable if it's even profitable at all. And when you scroll down here, the whole blog is to pretty much make you get all sad. Now, when POS comes, that's what it's going to be like for sure. But we don't know when POS is going to come yet. But the bottom line is it hits you with the kicker. And the kicker is at the bottom where they are saying, we will buy your GPUs. Everything is linked into internal websites on their own blog post here. So here's why, every GPU is bad. Again, it goes to how bad the sales and everything on GPUs are going. This used to be worth that. Now it's only worth this and it's getting lower and lower, yada, yada, yada. We know the market's going down. There's less demand. But, again, the same thing is telling you how bad everything is in terms of resale value. And at the bottom, again, it just goes straight into contact us for an offer. We will buy your GPUs. So then I kind of got thinking and I was going through their website, and throughout their main website here, every single link points to sell us this, sell us your stuff, sell us all your computer type of hardware. But there's no listings anywhere on to buy anything. So who are they accumulating all this hardware for? Are they a shell firm for a large mining company? Maybe they're a shell form for NVIDIA. Are they a shell for, some other manufacturer that wants to make something else, ASICs out of some of these parts? I have no idea, but there's something going on in the background that we're not being told here. Now, with all that being said, yes, POS is coming. A lot of miners, most miners are going to have to shut down. Remember, as residential miners, we're not even a pin needle of the fraction of hash rate that is in terms of GPUs. When they speak about miners, they're referring to mining farms and places all over the place. Look at the States. They put that big mining farm ban on. They labeled it as miners, but they're still allowing residential miners to pretty much, go ahead and keep mining. It's the farms that's making all these big impacts. Now, even though GPU mining is greatly going to change once Ethereum does move to POS, what is our timeline? As we know, we may have 3 months, we may have a year, we have 2 years maybe. There's a lot of different rumors floating around. Ethereum PR dev team, obviously, they're right there. They're ready to roll. They're cutting all the corners and they want to push it out as fast as possible. That's the PR side. And Robston just had a successful merge test, which means we probably will not see a delay in the difficulty bomb. But with all this hype coming into it, if we do get some sort of delay in something, then the background noise that we may be hearing behind closed doors may be true, and we may still have a year or two of mining. Again, there's a big difference going on between the PR side and backdoor talks. Let's take a look at why we think this. If you remember back in January or so, Luxor did start this Ethereum mining pool, or we're looking into it, because they weren't expecting POS to probably even happen this year at all. Now, I did bring you that article a couple days ago about Hut 8 having that Ferrari of GPUs. Now, they also state here in February, which was about a month after that Luxor post, that additionally the Hut 8 team is pretty close to the Ethereum developer community, she said. So that was the vice president talking here, and it says, we're hearing on the ground that proof of stake is so pretty far off because it's obviously not a technological issue, it's a governance issue. But sure, if proof of stake happens tomorrow morning, we can easily pivot. So they're kind of doing a little bit of leaks here. Are they in fact best friends with the developer. They obviously have a lot of money tied up in Ethereum and their mining farms and converting to Bitcoin or whatever. But, you know, they have been supporting this coin with massive amounts of hash rate. So yes, I believe they probably do at least talk to them once in a while, and we may be seeing some inside information here. So they're hearing on the ground that is pretty far off because it's not a technological issue. But at the same time, they're contradicting themselves, saying if it is ready, you know, we can easily pivot, which is kind of, I don't know if it's a double negative or whatever, but they're saying one thing and then kind of making it sound like that's not entirely true because we can simply switch. So it's kind of like trick thinking here. But in the end, they're kind of hinting that, you know, maybe something is happening. So the PR team right from the get-go this year, Tim Bako has been saying how ready they are, how close they are, but yet we're hearing in the background where, you know, potential ties where there's a lot of money involved, different types of stories. So we don't know. That's why I'm saying Robstein, everything went ahead 100%. So if the PR team says, like they are right now on Twitter, everything went good, everything looked great, you know, it was pretty much flawless. There was an odd hiccup here and there, but nothing that would severely maintain anything bad on the network. So if we do see a potential bomb delay, that just means that there's something going on in the background that may be extending Ethereum for another year or two, and it may be tied to mining farms and a lot of background money. So as of recording this video, obviously the Ethereum dev call, when you're watching this, has already gone through. It happened this morning and I'm recording this the night before. So some things I may have already said, or, you know, timelines and stuff may have been mentioned already in that dev call, but I don't know because it hasn't happened yet at the time of recording this video. But anyway, now let's kind of get into some of the article here. If some of you guys were unaware about this article, just how bad mining after Ethereum could get. So without further ado, let's do the math. So right now in mid 2022, things are a little tight, but most GPU miners are in the green regardless of what they mine. That's kind of funny because on their other web page where they go through the profitability and the value of cards dropping, they say everybody has been losing since January of 2022. So now they're saying it's green in this article. So I just find that kind of funny. Again, like I said, they're just adding up to a doom and gloom to try and purchase your GPUs. Plus they have a capital A at the end of a period. Doesn't matter. And there are lots of good choices. A 6x RTX 3070 rig will pull about $8.60 per day on ETH and $6.25 per day on Ethereum Classic. If all anyone was facing was a 28% cut in profitability and profits post-merge, it would be rough, but it would be survivable. But that's not what's going to happen. For anyone to understand why you must look at the big picture, all mining income is based on a simple formula. Price per coin times the block reward times daily blocks equals total daily income. The block reward is the number of coins rewarded for finding a block. The block time is the amount of time between each block, and from this, we can determine the number of blocks produced per day. Take ETH as an example. 1,975 per Ethereum times 2.01 block rewards times 5,760 daily blocks found equals $22,865,760. That's the total amount of income all ETH miners share every single day. Now let's do the same for ETC. It's the second biggest coin, and if it puts out a comparable total income as Ethereum, there will still be plenty to go around post-merge. Cue the drum roll. $24.14 times 3.1 of that block reward times 6,000 blocks per day is a measly $449,004. That's not even close. We're not even in the same galaxy as Ethereum. We're two whole orders of magnitude off here, but there is a lot of other coins. So if the total income between them adds up to a nice healthy number, things will be fine. Let's survey the landscape of GPU mineable altcoins. So there's the chart. You can kind of pause it or whatever and have a look at those numbers for a quick minute. But let's keep on continuing down here. Things are not fine. Every other altcoin combined doesn't even add up to the income of Ethereum Classic, which was itself a tiny sliver of the income of Ethereum. Yes, I did the math correctly. This is all public available data. Check it for yourself, and this does confirm. And when I reverse engineer it in through some live streams and look at difficulty, GPUs will be in the red unless you're under like 5 to 6 cents per kilowatt hour. You're not going to be making anything with only a 5% increase in hash rate, and there could be easily at least 10 times coming in across the top 10 coins at the exact same time. So things are looking very bad for GPUs, and this is going to be worse than any previous crypto winter before. And this is only going to affect GPUs because Ethereum was pretty much the bread and butter for GPU mining. Anyway, even if I was 50% off, it's still game over. It's like the Titanic is sinking and there's only one rickety old lifeboat to share. There is no universe where almost everyone doesn't drown. This is why I hate mining calculators with the burning passion of 1,000 suns. If they're your primary way to predict the future, things don't seem so bad, but mining calculators are not showing you the relative hash power and income to the various coins when they show you all these alternatives to ETH. Now, a lot of people are definitely mixing this up. I do see posts in Reddit and other places. They're saying, oh, well, this coin is almost as profitable as ETH. And that is, yeah, these coins are close right now. But once Ethereum is gone and the hash rate spreads, what the mine is going to be a sea of red. Legitly, that's what it's going to look like. They are not going to look anything like what it looks currently today. They lull you into a false sense of security. Without ETH, GPU miners are screwed. The total amount of income available to all GPU miners is going to drop 97%. So they're at least giving you a 3% profits here. Current numbers on all the hash rate, moving over, you're red. You're 0%. You're not making enough coins to pay for your power. That's when it makes sense to shut your rigs off and buy the coin straight up. You think it's going to pump? Buy the coin, shut the rigs off. You will get more coins than mining that coin. Again, if you are there to support the network, that's a totally different story. People do mine at losses to support networks that they love. History is not a useful guide for what comes next because nothing like this has ever happened before. In the past, when GPU miners lost LTC, ZEC, or XMR to ASICs, XMR, I believe, actually this may be even before it swapped to RandomX, but XMR now is swapped to RandomX, which is more efficient for CPU mining at this point, if you were unaware. They were just one small part of a very big pie. This situation is completely different. This is like the whole pie vanished overnight and miners will have to fight for the leftover crumbs. It is essential to understand this. This is an unprecedented and catastrophic reduction in income for GPU miners. So this is what I kind of say. The end of Ethereum mining, it's not just going to be a typical crypto winter for GPUs. This is going to be far worse than any previous crypto winter has ever hit. And it's only going to affect GPUs unless everyone goes out and switches how they mine. If they move to KDA miners, CPUs or something, obviously we'll see increase in difficulty there. But as it sits right now, GPU mining's the only way to mine that's going to be affected by this, and other ways will remain profitable. So next, they kind of run through a bunch of different scenarios here, and the end result of every single scenario is, it's bad. You're not going to be making anything once Ethereum is gone. Now, I know some of you are saying, oh, it's going to pump in the future, stay strong, people will leave. But yeah, people got to leave. A lot of miners have to shut down in order for the people that, are pumping it to stay online. So, it's going to be changing mining forever. It's not going to be, if everyone stays online, that means everyone's going to be mining at a loss. Are you going to mine at a loss? If you stand for the coin, yes, you probably will. But most people out there are probably in it for the profits and they're not going to be there anymore. And now back to kind of where we started off the video is they go through some more, downturns. So now at this point, your head is down. You're like, what do I do? I may as well just shut down. And then they hit the line on you with the whole sinkhole of the article at the bottom is, we will buy your GPUs. So we already went through all this. So thank you for watching this video, guys. I will see you on the next one. Rabid out. Thank you for watching my video. And if you haven't seen one of these, be sure to check them out. And if you already seen them, maybe you missed something, might have to watch it one more time. And if you just let it play in the background, that's all right as well. I do try to live stream every weekend as well as every couple days during the week. So be sure to be subscribed so you don't miss that. As always, have a great day.